I think what Charlamagne has been doing these last couple of weeks is the same mistake Dame Dash made on the Breakfast Club when he made that legendary interview. And after watching the It's Up There podcast with Charlamagne the God, it's gonna make me. I'm gonna watch the Dame Dash interview again because when I was talking about the
a lot more entertaining version of that.
Oh yeah, oh my god,
tremendously.
Yeah. What the fuck, a dog barking under the table? Are you kidding me?
Nigga
Like,
selling his son's cookies.
are you serious? Like,
So my son has cookies. Making commerce. Nigga, you don't ever got to be an employee.
Yeah, the Dame Dash interview was so crazy, but that kind of goes back to the point where I might put these two together still, actually. But Dame Dash was speaking from the perspective of somebody who was in the street, so their money was coming from somewhere else.
Right.
It didn't start from ground zero. Yeah, I shouldn't have hit
Which
the
is
bell.
what their major disconnect was because Charlamagne kept saying, nigga, you got to start somewhere.
Right.
And you aren't explicitly saying that you sold drugs to get this capital.
Exactly.
So how am I supposed to not have a job and start a business?
The same thing that you fought Dame on is like what I'm fighting Charlamagne on in my head right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same hill that they
I'm having the same. You are my Dame Dash right now. Like in this context, like you are coming from a position of 13 years at the Breakfast Club, 20 years in radio. You didn't start from ground zero when you entered into this area. You didn't. Like we're talking, you got to remember you're talking to the nigga with zero capital. You're talking to the nigga with who's just taking $500 out of his paycheck,
right,
to keep things afloat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Literally, like covering our overhead bills and then taking. It's probably not $500 every month. It might just be $250, $150. You know, just to keep this thing afloat and going. You know what I'm saying?
Like y'all said, it's a 7-foot nigga telling you to just dunk the ball.
Yeah,
just
dog.
dunk it.
Just dunk it, bro. And it's like Charlamagne has been conducting himself the way Dame Dash did, which is not always bad because Dame Dash interview was real and it was kind of weird. I think they did listen to our podcast for sure because they said corporate hustle, and I titled that clip corporate hustle.
You literally said that. Yeah.
I said that, and I titled the clip that way, and they brought that up in that podcast. And these niggas might be listening for real, for real.
It's very possible.
I mean, it is normally a thing. They did say this too, which I've always known that people are typically looking at you your shit for a way longer time
before they
ever say anything and before you ever know because they want to see if you keep going or what you're doing.
Right. But yeah, so it's like there's nothing wrong with the corporate hustle, like we said in the clip that you probably watched. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to remember, nigga, ain't nobody knocking on my email. Nigga, I thought we had a fucking sponsorship on Sunday when they were recording the LOI show. I thought a goddamn sponsorship came through the email. Come to find out this shit is a fucking virus. I'm over there panicking in the crib for 30 minutes trying to see if I just killed the computer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, laptop got herpes.
Because I thought a nigga was trying to pay us $1,500. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was over there fucked up, nigga, running tests. So it's like, yeah, Charlamagne has turned into Dame on his Breakfast Club interview, bro. And it's crazy that like
full circle moment.
It's crazy that it's a full circle, and he brought it up. They brought up the Dame interview too.
They did mention
they brought that interview up, and one of the biggest things Dame said, you know, you're not the owner unless you put your money up, and that thing still reigns true. And Charlamagne has 51-49 equity with iHeart with
Black Effect.
Black Effect.
Well, Black Effect and things of that nature, but he knows the still same things reign true. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Dame was talking about doing it. What you did with iHeart with that, you know what I'm saying? And it's
facts,
like y'all are still. It's like y'all perspectives still both live and they're still both relevant.
Right.
It's just you're shitting on.
Right.
Just like Dame was shitting on people with jobs, you're shitting on people with YouTube channels.
With YouTube channel, yeah. Because he's talking about saying all the need to get to is to get the capital. So of course I'm gonna do this corporate hustle. Well, nigga, we trying to get to the capital too, nigga.
Yeah.
And
we're taking another route.
Yeah.
Like we're not trying to be Wendy Williams understudy for 15 years.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Which isn't a bad route to take, and which it brings me to like one of the valid points that they was getting to. Because yes, YouTube is very important. They shit on it unnecessarily.
It's crazy.
But it isn't the only thing.
No,
of
it's
course,
not.
Because it is important to have that real world infrastructure. Like best believe if they hit me up to do a radio show, I'm doing that.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
No questions asked.
100%.
Like it's always nice to have that brick and mortar that like you got the real life shit in your internet vibe, and they just really filtering each other.
Very cool.
You funneling niggas from here to over here.
And one of the things that I did like that he said was, he did say, I'm pretty sure he said this, like, the person that you should look at the most to follow their business model is Schultz.
Right.
Yeah.
He said
for
that
YouTube.
for
Right.
YouTube and stuff like that, and I thought he just meant in business. Period.
Oh wait,
too.
Loon said that.
Charlamagne.
Charlamagne said that.
Oh, okay, good.
and when he
good.
said that, I was like, "That's
I don't remember
good,"
that.
because
I've been saying that to that nigga this whole time.
I do watch Schultz and how he's done everything. But Schultz, I don't go to Schultz looking for game because he's never presented himself like somebody to give you game. But I know Schultz is, if you get on.
But the game, sometimes you don't got to speak.
So,
Oh, no,
like,
no, no,
sometimes
you
that's
don't,
how a
for
nigga's
sure.
moving.
Yeah.
and
For
you
sure,
feel
for
me?
sure, for sure, yeah. But I mean, like, I got like the detailed questions too. You know what I'm saying?
But-
so it's like, but I know that's something I have to get
You
on
have
your
to pay for.
not even pay for, but just get on their level.
True.
Okay,
But
yeah.
Schultz
You know what
does
I'm
give
saying?
game in his podcast too, though.
I don't watch it enough to be fair.
Yeah, he
either,
gives
so,
game.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gives game.
And what type of game would y'all want to hear from these niggas?
I want to hear how they're. I
Bro,
want to hear.
they-
I want to hear how they structure Flagrant, the Patreon. I want to know. I want to know it all.
There's 1,000 questions I would ask Schultz.
I gotta have some million. I can ask all. I have so many business questions. I can sit down with niggas and talk their fucking heads off for 12 to 13 hours straight.
And that's just on business. Imagine the questions about the art, because this nigga's
Yeah,
a
that's just-
comedian.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
the business.
That's a whole different bag. That
But-
rhythm and that routine.
I got a
that
million
he's in,
questions.
getting
But
that
then-
material.
If you click on a video and they just talking about them, then we're probably going to make a homeroom episode about how self-absorbed they are.
What you mean?
What you mean?
Like if they're just on there, like just talking about ads, what y'all hated about Loon. Like they just did that for the whole.
No.
No, not ads, but when Schultz go on the podcast and he says that he took the what's the nigga name? Russ approach
Russ.
to releasing content.
Yeah.
Like staying in these niggas' face every
Right.
week. You
Yeah.
hustling, you getting some new piece of content out there.
That's one nugget. That's one little
That's a
gem.
nugget of
Yeah.
jewelry.
That's,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
little
yeah.
jewelry. Like that's something you can add to the chain. It's a little pendant. You know what I'm
Charlamagne
saying?
didn't give us one step.
Yeah.
One.
Because he's